All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our weekly demo session of our startup Acta. I hope you are doing well I see that we have 11 people already live, which is all-time high for starting this. Benny, nice. Shout outs to Germany. Great to see you here. It will be packed. Lewis will tell you more, but as always, we are demoing what we're doing. And if you have questions or anything, write them in the chat. I will read them. We will answer them. And yeah, Lewis, do you want to start?
I love it when you do your calm, focused voice. So what's up, guys? I'm the hype person today. Welcome to another week of demo session. And today is a bit of a different demo session. Usually we get together and we just show the updates that we pushed on different products, the things we tried on the growth side, the content we did, and all of the kind of learnings along the way. And we have some of these things coming today, but also we have some updates internally because the last, I would say, 10 days or so were a bit different here in the team. For those who don't know Acta, who are not familiar with what we do, we try to build a sort of venture studio where we have a bunch of people, content creators, engineers, product minds who come together and build companies inside of this environment. And this was sort of a thing Björn, my co-founder, and I wanted to bring into the world, and we found wonderful people to join us in the last few months across different ventures. One unique thing about Acta that we always try to do is to take a very human-centered approach. And what that means is, of course, we're about business. We want to build winning companies, winning products. But also we care a lot about putting the human first. And what that means is that we have a whole track called the Inner DAO track that we designed, which includes a lot of meditation, something like breath work, coaching from people. And this whole track is designed to help people remember their true nature. And to those where these words maybe sound like fluff, what it really means is want to help everyone who is inside of Acta in this environment to figure out what they really want to do in life and support this fully, even if it's sometimes hard and maybe not good for the business in that sense. And naturally, with this promise and new exploration where we really say, hey, we want to put your fire first, everyone's fire first in that sense, there are some, moves that happen, some new changes, new updates, new things that everyone learns about themselves. And all of this is also a huge experiment for us. And 10 days ago, I would say the cracks started to show in the model that I initially thought could work really well, which is of course painful. It's a lot of conversations where some people have different desires to pursue different things, where there's tension we work through, where there's learnings we have, but we also realize what is actually needed to truly lead a company when you're building with a team, with other people, and all of these qualities. Because building a startup is not just about building a product or doing some Instagram reels. It's a very unique problem set you're encountering as a founder, with also qualities where you need to work with other people, where you have so many different challenges you need to navigate. And these things are very difficult by nature. And as you start to step into this, and if you maybe are a person who wants to start a company one day, you will encounter that I think starting a company is the ultimate personal development challenge, because there's just so many things that you kind of need to take in as a whole. And through all of this, we basically started very honest conversations in the team, whether this is the right place for everyone right now, whether the setup works for the people, and so forth. And I think doing this process, also embedded in a lot of meditation, self-awareness, writing, making this process conscious, realized that some changes were needed to the model, which is not a bad thing. Like the reaction oftentimes if I tell people like, oh, this didn't work out, or we need to change something there, is a negative sentiment where people say like, oh, this didn't work, what now? And they sort of get very nervous and worried if change happens. But to me, it's actually quite the opposite. Change is a mark of progress, a mark of learning. And I think a mistake would be to knowingly know that, or like to know something is off, something is not working, and just blindly keep executing because you have some sort of belief that I don't want to be wrong, And this is, I think, a costly mistake to make as an entrepreneur, as a founder, as a person who tries to do something in the world. So with our commitment also to always working with what is there in the present moment, the truth of everyone in the team in this environment, obviously there can be changes. And right now we are in this restructuring phase, where it means that we have very honest discussions in the team, who really wants to do what, who is lit up by what, and what the different paths can look like. And we're still in this process, so we don't want to share too much detail right now because it's still very much a movement, and the last days were changes left and right, a lot of conversations, a lot of honest conversations, a lot of emotions, and all of this is welcome and fine. But this is sort of where we stand right now with Acta. So what we can tell you today, there are changes coming to which companies we continue working on, who is going to work on the companies, and how we design the organization around Acta. However, our core purpose of Acta is unchanged. We have naive, maybe a bit delusional visions of the future. Topics like a new type of university come up, topics like bringing the compassionate nature that we work more into the world, like really being as a whole person here, not just with your thinking mind, but also with your heart. These things remain unchanged. They're still there. And I would say through these 10 days, what it also taught me is that we clarified very deeply what our constitution is, what our values is, what we stand for, and so forth. So changes are coming. More on that probably in the next week or so. Also on this live stream, we try to be very honest. And Justus, also one thing that I really resonated with this week, you did a very, I think, personal and honest, raw, authentic reel on Instagram, where you shared, hey, something happened to your startup in that sense, in this environment. And I think this is a very good way to deal with it in the way you shared this openly. Just from your perspective, you know what happened and so forth. So also kudos to that. We really try to live this truthful aspect in all parts. And you already tell me I'm talking too much, right? But yeah, these are the thoughts. Before we jump into the demo sessions, how did the last 10 days feel for you? As you know, you see a team evolving, navigating, like also scary situations sometimes. What did it feel like just to you from your experience?
Change is hard, but always wonderful. It was very hard. In many ways, because change is never easy. But it was good because I think it gave me the chance to develop not only as a creative person, as a founder, but in multiple many ways. And this is also the reason why I joined Acta. You have this environment where you can grow in those situations, and I also think it's good to see that we are changing. As I saw someone in the chat saying that he loves to see that we change. I think if we always stay stagnant and try to force our way, it won't be right. And being true to ourselves, being true of the situation that's currently going on, and then, yeah, evolving as a company, as a person, that's always good to see. Because if everyone is true and is ready of the things that are coming and is excited for it, can't go wrong, I guess. So, yeah.
Cool. So if there's one thing I want anyone who's doing their own thing or working on their own things, or whatever it is, to take away, whenever you have a vision, an idea, a thing you want to build, and you have conviction, act upon that, but then also realize what happens when you put this in the real world, what you learn, what you do, and you repeat the cycle again and again. And ideas grow out of ideas, grow out of action. Don't stop acting. Acta. Actions, not words. This is why we're here. So cool. With this as a quick update on Acta and the company level, I would say, we can jump right into the product demos. But you guys are laughing. What is going on, guys? Why is the chat roasting Joe?
Look at the messages.
What messages? What did Joe do? Guys, chat, let me know. What's wrong with Joe?
He doesn't look like a morning person. Joe's always
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is going on?
Actually, for us, it's even not morning. It's almost 7:30. So yeah, Joe, it's okay. Thanks, guys. Keep roasting Joe if you find that. Yeah. You improved from last year. Good job. Okay. Who wants to sit next to me as we talk about ARC?
Personal development arc.
ARC. What a nice teaser. What a nice transition. All right. So now we're starting with the first real demo session update. What's up, Joe? How are you doing? Bro, this is so unfunny. Regardless, we want to share with you an update around ARC. ARC is an app we launched at the beginning of February, on the 1st, pretty much. And the idea behind the app is that we want to help people reach their goals. And we think a habit tracker is not working by itself, a fancy Notion board is not working, just journaling is not working in isolation. What we believe are fundamentally, I would say, two things. The first one, coaching. What that means is having a conversation with someone who really helps you navigate clarity or unclarity. You know, if you're a bit confused, you're not clear what this month should be, it really helps if you have a coaching sort of person next to you that asks you the right questions and clarifies the right things and really helps you work through also your inner confusion that you might have. And this is something we built into ARC, powered by, of course, AI, a large language model. However, the quality is quite insane. If I compare this to how I used to work with performance coaches and leadership coaches who are really good at what they do, this comes damn fucking close to it. The second idea we believed in ARC that we wanted to try is social accountability. It's much more fun to go after your goals if you're with another person in it. You see what they're doing and so forth. And with this, we created this app, which we launched. And today we want to share with you the updates from this week. I would say before we jump into the progress update, let's demo the app. Yeah. That's a good idea, right? Cool. Then let me try to share the app with you guys so you can see. And as you know, if you've been watching for a few times, I wish I could say we're good at demos. Sometimes technology doesn't work like we want it to. However, now I think it should be good. You guys should be able to see my Arc app. Guys, if you realize you cannot see it on the stream, let me know in chat, but you should be able to see it now. So I have a 12-day streak. So let me show to you what the app currently looks like. If you get into the app, you do this initial onboarding session. And this onboarding session is a 20-minute conversation with the coach around your current month, your current arc, where you define your arc, the thing that matters to you. When you're done with the definition, I can show you mine right now. It looks something like this, where you give it a theme, you have sort of the days, you have targets that you define, for example, daily active users, for my case, or content pieces, secondary outcomes, and keystone commitments, things you do daily, you do weekly, the morning ritual, and this forth. Like all of this comes out of this initial onboarding session. Once you define it, the way this app works is that in the morning, it basically blocks it, and you can then do a daily check-in, where you check in for like a few minutes, where it asks you, hey, how did yesterday go? What was the biggest win? What do you want to work on today as the main priority? But it challenges you to stay on track with the arc. That's the good thing. It helps you identify every day the one thing that will move the needle the most for you, given the goals that you defined, which is, I think, a very nice thing. After this, you then get to this view where you have all of the tasks that were defined in this daily session. You can sort of just track things. There's also some smaller features we added, like starting a focus timer very easily, which is just like a Pomodoro timer. You can, meditate with just a simple meditation timer. We also added the video actually here, so you can learn how to properly meditate if you have no idea, and so forth. The other cool thing is, as talked about, the social circle. Here you see the ARC Early Believers circle. What you can do is basically you can go to find new circles, and in here people can start their own circles. For example, there might be a young editor person that wants to start a, U20 editor circle of people who are younger than 20 but going after their editor goals. They could add something like this here. Other people can join if you make the circle public. You can also do private circles. And then what you see is basically what everyone is doing. Are they showing up? What are they doing? Etc. You can also see who shows up, who doesn't, and then you develop a group streak out of this. So also I think a nice accountability aspect. What is also nice, you can give kudos, so the person gets a notification and you kind of see, hey, this person kind of gave me kudos for what I did. Quite cool. The last thing, and now I'm talking a lot about the product, but the last and best thing, we added mentors. What is a mentor? We indexed knowledge from the people you see in this list, around 7 or 8, where we went through all of the books, all the essays, all the podcasts, all the YouTube videos that they ever did, and turned it into atomic lessons. So these are very specific knowledge lessons. What this means is not a blog article or like a lesson with like, oh, these are the 15 things, whatever. We went very atomic, very specific. So for example, if I'm a situation, I'm a founder, I don't know how to navigate launching, there are maybe 5 lessons, in this case from Michael Siebel, that exactly apply to the situation. Once I select my mentor here, ARC will pull specific knowledge to your situation every morning and give you feedback on what you're working on, as if it was coming from this person. We really adjusted this deeply to allow you basically to be coached by Tony Robbins, by Kobe Bryant, by Eckhart Tolle, Alex Hormozi, Rick Rubin, etc. All these names, and it comes very close in what they do, and exactly more to come. This is a thing we shipped already. It's live now in the App Store, so if you're already an ARC user, you can just update the app and you will have access to all of this. I'm extremely hyped to see how you guys find this, how you guys think about this, because to me, this is the thing I'm using a lot right now as I'm building things. I'm getting feedback from Michael Siebel, who is a YC partner every day and really pulls in specific knowledge. And it sometimes helps me course adjust in a day what I'm doing. And this to me is like a really, magic moment that I have with ARC. And if you guys want to try it, the good news, you can try it for free for 5 days. You have 5 check-in days you can do for free. We might drop the link, hopefully in chat, right? It's already in the description. If you want to try it out, go to the description. Would love your feedback. If you sign up, you can text with Joe, because Joe will hunt you down to get your feedback and thoughts how we can make it better. So much from the product side. I would say we continue with a progress update, where we, always now track the most important metrics and updates. And here we'll just hand over to Joe and Chris, the goats for growth, and you can show us what you did.
First of all, Luis, quite incredible what you updated this week. Really, really nice for me, especially the mentor feature is insanely good, because I'm already...
One more thing, shout out to Shanur. You helped me with bug fixes. It was very nice. Sorry, back to you.
Thank you. So it's quite substantial. The mentor feature, I already tested it. It's incredibly good. And I'm already receiving coaching over here in Acta from Björn, for example, and from Philip, who you can also find in the application. And parallel to those, with the application, this is insanely powerful. So great feature in that. Thank you, Luis, for including that. It helps especially people like me who sometimes don't really know where to go to get some clarity. And
Once more question from chat. When are we launching on Android? It's in the works. I hope the next 2 weeks. We wanted to get it solid on iOS first and see how people really like it. But we do know there's a lot of people also on Android devices who would love to use it. We are working on this. Stay tuned. Join the next weekly session, so you'll be the first one to know. Sorry for jumping in. Back to you.
all good. Let's jump into the metrics. Do you want to present the metrics?
Start with growth.
Start with growth? Okay. Let's do that.
Yeah, start with growth, please.
Okay. So in this week, where's the number? We've
54.
collected 54 new signups.
Yes.
It's slightly below what what we wanted to achieve.
Basically,
Any comments?
Yeah, basically our target was to, it was very high, 3K signups, but we realized that we don't want to just, focus on a big volume number, but also focus on the quality of leads that we are getting in. And right now, the missing point for ARC, or our problem is basically that we have to find a lot of users to get more info so we can adjust the product. Because right now, what we are seeing from the stats and the users that are doing or participating in ARC right now, that it is actually great. From the numbers, it looks amazing from what we see right now. So the only question is, or the only thing that we can do right now is to really push everything, every man into the distribution side, so we really get the signups in. Sorry?
And also women.
And also women, but we have no woman here. Comments on that, Luis? No comments on that. Exactly. So should we keep going on? We had a lot of learnings, actually just two. Initial users really resonate with the product overall. I mean, that was quite obvious, but yeah.
I can say a bit more about that because I had some very interesting user conversations this week. As you can see up here, users talked to 8 in total. Chris and Luis did 1 each, and I focused on the rest. Had some really incredible and really fun talks this week. Some went over an hour. It was really like insanely deep. And the resonance is really, really good. Obviously, there's some tweaks and some feedback and stuff people wish to have included. But generally, people, even when initially thinking, hey, the onboarding is insanely long, after all, that was my biggest learning. They loved it. They got really clear on what they want to achieve over the month and in general as well, because most people maybe never really sit down for half an hour and really think clearly, hey, what do I want to achieve? So this is a really incredible feature, and the people also liked it. So yeah.
And also from the growth side, what is very important, our marketing move is basically that we are going to influencers now as well, and we are trying a mini influencer marketing campaign, where we just want to try how does influencer marketing work with an app as well, with not an e-com product, which you would probably normally see. And I'm very interested about that, how this will go. I think we have already closed 4, right? You have closed them.
I've closed 5. And
5 already, crazy.
But we're only going to start 2 approximately next week. I'm not going to say a specific date because that's going to put pressure on us. But yeah, next week we're going to test it, and I'm really excited about that. We have 2 really nice influencers, and yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. And from the content side, we posted 3 organic reels, and 1 YouTube video is in the works, where they are trying to really focus on the quality here, to not waste our brand and burn it. And yeah, that's basically it from the distribution side.
What we still can say also, really importantly, really nice, we have we have 19 people who actually started using ARC, purchased it, and from that we have 13 daily active users, which is quite a nice number. It's over 50%. And
2 more paying customers, right?
1 more this week.
1 more.
But yeah, to me, the cool number is really the daily active users.
Go to ARC now and pay. We want your money. No, I'm kidding.
And if you didn't answer my email after and you did the onboarding, answer it.
All right. Back to the moderator, Luis.
The moderator, thank you. I want to add 2 more points just to give it context. Maybe I can sit somewhere. Thank you. Which is, on the one hand, one person wrote, well, loyal users are more important than, one-time signups. And that is very true. For us, the thing we primarily look at is retention. So are people coming back on the first day after signing up, second, third, fourth, and so forth? This is what we optimize for, because if you don't have a sticky product where people really resonate with it, come back, get value out of it continuously, you're not going to win in any way. You're not going to build a sustainable business, because especially in software, just acquiring customers doesn't do you any good if you have a very leaking funnel. And especially in software, it's about retention. And our goal with Arc is to really earn customers for life. I'm happy if 50% of initial customers churn again, as long as, let's say, a decent chunk stays with us and really says, hey, this is the thing I'm relying on, I'm running my life on. This is what we're going after. The other point I wanted to highlight, like those influencer partnerships, if we say closed, that's the right business language, of course. But at the same time, I think this can be a very positive movement also for their communities, because those people have audiences they also want to engage with more deeply. And yes, you can do an Instagram channel, or you can do a WhatsApp group, or whatever it is, and it could be nice. But I think it's so much nicer if you have something that you share in common, which is you all are basically going after the goals you care about in life and are committed to a conscious path to reach your goals. And this is what these partnerships to me represent. And I'm really thankful for those early influencers who are down to kind of try this with their audiences. I really hope that they can build a very nice community and positive change for the people, who follow them. And at the same time, for me, those first 11, 12, 13 users who really come every single day and use it, that's magic. That's already for me very satisfying. And obviously, this is not enough for us to build the company. We need more than 170 or 80 euros in monthly recurring revenue. So we also need to push for growth, but at the same time, we shouldn't forget that these small wins also are real wins in the real world, and we should not underestimate. So yes, we are aggressive on growth and also appreciative of what we have already.
And something I've learned along the way from Louis Mogner is that firstly, you need to find 10 people who really love the product, and then you can actually start growing and scale it up. And I think we're on a good way to getting that.
I think we found the first 10. We'll see how it holds after 2, 3, 4 weeks. We will see. But especially with the mentor feature and so forth, that's very nice. Cool. Enough from Arc. Now we continue. We have one more update we can share, which is a side project from the one and only Arda-chan. And we really cross our fingers that the demo is working, because sometimes when we build apps, we don't deploy them, but rather we have them on our computers hacking on them. And Arda hacked on the project for the last few days, and now is his time to basically share it with the world as a small preview. If you're in chat, if you're watching this, Arda needs your help. He needs feedback. He needs people to tell him, hey, this is cool, I want to use it, this is the actual thing I want to use, or nah, Arda, I slop, I don't want it. He needs real feedback. So guys, be nice, but don't hold back. Share with us what you really think. Arda, are you excited for the demo? And you told us we need to be quiet for the demo because it involves voice, right? Let's go.
So, as Eminem said, you have one shot, one opportunity to seize everything in one moment. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, Clock is an AI teacher. Clock is an AI teacher that you can learn whatever you want, and actually you can set a goal for yourself and accomplish that goal inside the app without using any other tools like Cursor. So here we have our chat, and
one thing, so we can also hear the screen capture. We can, so we're good.
Yeah. Can I just hold this for me?
Yeah, I hold it for you, man.
Yeah. Okay, so basically it just asks about like our experience and what would we like to learn. So
maybe before you start, so who's this for? Who's this built for?
It is for actually everyone who wants to learn and accomplish something at the end. So
cool. So but focus on learning, right? So there's a skill I don't have right now. I'm a student, maybe 17, 18 years old, and now I want to learn, for example, how to code, right?
Yeah. I just narrowed the scope for just coding right now because of there are a lot of CS students who doesn't know what they want or what they can do to just make their CV cooler, or just a side project maybe. So I'm just gonna type it. I'm not gonna make it long. So.
And Arda will suffer through the German keyboard I have on my Mac. Yeah. I hope you can type well. Otherwise, if you need help, let me know.
I'm a CS student. I don't know anything about coding, and I am into healthcare, I would like to build an AI model that can identify bone fractures.
Okay, cool. Just for explanation before you hit enter, basically you had a question, you're a person who wants to learn something, you put a very specific thing in here. Hey, I don't know how to, build a bone fracture detection model, classifier model. And now what happens?
No, this is not like this. Basically, you start with hi. I just didn't want to make it long. It asks you like, hey, what's going on in your life? Do you like to surf, or like, do you like meditation? And it asks you this type of questions. And at the end, it finds you a project that you can work on, like, for example, a meditation app. At the end, you are like, it tells you, okay, we're gonna do a meditation app. We will learn Next.js, we will learn React, and then you are able to build your own product and ship it to the world. So that's the main point.
Now we need to keep our fingers crossed, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna work, no problem.
I like the confidence.
So just create my roadmap. So it's creating my roadmap right now, and then yes, create.
And yes, the German keyboard, the Z and the Y are different. As you can tell, I know you can type better than that.
Yeah.
So what is happening now in the background?
So it's just creating us a roadmap, which is like, you're gonna learn this and this and this, and at the end you can build this app with me inside Clog. You don't need to use any external tools like Cursor. You don't need to download any IDE. So as you can see, it just wanted me to learn Python first, because it is involved in AI and LLM applications. You basically use Python for that. And then you say, our goal is to make this model work. So we say, let's start building, and we land here, our video lessons for now. So this is unavailable, but you can watch it on YouTube. And here, as you can see, we have our Sophia here. Sophia is our teacher. And also you have the video. First of all, you learn what is programming, what is backend, frontend, or like this type of stuff at first. Then if you have any questions about the video, or like you couldn't understand something, you ask it to Sophia, and it just answers you, and you learn it better than just watching a YouTube video. And then these video lessons are done. You know what is Python, you know what is programming or algorithms, then you start coding.
Now it gets cool.
Yeah.
It was also cool before, but now it gets really cool.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, the magic moment. Okay, will you relax?
Hey Lewis, welcome. Before we dive in, let me show you around your workspace real quick.
The stream can hear it, just not you.
So over on the left here, this is your file tree. All your project files live here. And this big area in the middle, this is your code editor. This is where you'll write all your Python code. And down here at the bottom, you've got the terminal. When you want to run your code, this is where it happens. All right, so now let's jump into your first Python concept, variables. Think of variables like sticky notes that you put on boxes. You have some information, like your name or your age, and you stick a label on it so you can use it later. In Python, you're basically telling the computer, hey, remember this piece of information and call it this name.
Yeah, so nice. So I have to do one of the to-dos. Like, it gave me a basic variable. So I said name equals Arda, but without the columns. So let's see what it does. Hey, I just wrote my code, but I don't know if it worked or not. So it's just listening to me right now because it's just stuck. So but usually it understands what you want, what you are like suffering from, and it gives you like examples so you can change your code and understand what is it about and ask questions. This is a working IDE that I built in past 4 days. This is like actually VS Code clone, but it's just like it creates its own environment. So basically you don't need to build anything, you don't need to download anything. You can just type your code here and leave. Your project is gonna stay here, and you have your all the things that you can use, your terminal, packages and everything. And if you're building a web app, you go to preview, you click here and you can see it on your Versa. So you can build end-to-end products within this environment.
Cool. Nice demo. Thank you. Are there anything else you want to share, or was that mainly it for now?
Sorry for the interruption, but the problem is, as you see, we are running it on our local computers and it's sometimes crashing out. But to just get the idea, to just get the vibe, I just wanted to ask you, like, our main goal is just to learn. Like, people would actually learn something while using this product. So this is the main goal. If I can teach someone how to code or how to make a product at the end, that means the goal is accomplished, and it's all distribution. It's all marketing movements. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Arda, thank you so much for sharing this. And for the ones who are in the chat still, let us know what you think, or in the comments. If you want to try Arda's tool, you can chat in the comments and Arda will come, send you a link hopefully soon. Impressive. For a few days, working VS Clone in there, the voice session, how it controls the VS Clone. Like, nice, very cool stuff. Did you have fun building it though?
Yeah, I had fun, but the problem is no one have ever done this before, and it's really hard to find examples, so I had to build everything from scratch. And also the situation is letting an AI to use an app or a product, it's really hard. The tool calls behind that, it's really painful, but it is working. As I told you, this is just your local computer. I didn't know that I'm going to use your MacBook. So, but it's just like a magic, you know, you have someone who can teach you, who can guide you and like solve your issues while you are learning how to code.
So, want to read out the question?
Nice. There's a question for Arda. Let's go. Justus, you want to read it out?
I want to kill the learning, downloading and configuration of that particular environment variable, else I will love to use it because I enjoy learning and will love it daily.
Yeah. My vision for this is that everyone, like regarding whoever they are, like what they have, do they have a MacBook or a phone, they should be able to learn. And if you have a shitty computer and you cannot download anything, that doesn't mean you can. Yeah.
I would say you focus on wrapping it up so you can use it online. Yeah. Give it a few days. Come next week again, and we will share with you a working version, I hope. Cool. Thank you, Arda.
Yeah. By the way, Arda, great job. I want to force my brother to learn coding for so long. If you make this good, there's nothing stopping me.
Cool.
Are we going to wrap this up? Are there any more questions in the chat?
Yeah, I was taught to never ask this at the end of the presentation. Are there any more questions? So we will not ask them, because if you guys had questions, you were going to text. Thank you so much for the comedy in chat. It was very much fun. See you guys next week again with more updates. I've been working on something pretty crazy. You guys saw it. Next week we'll show it, hopefully. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your guys' day. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys. Bye. Hey, leave a like, subscribe.